Have you ever felt someone's energy shift the moment you shared good news? That subtle narrowing of the eyes, the smile that doesn't reach their heart, or the sudden quiet that lands heavy like a warning? Something dark happens when certain people can't handle your light. If you've been feeling drained, confused, or like your luck has suddenly changed for no reason, your intuition has been trying to warn you. What you're sensing isn't paranoia, and it's your energy field detecting interference. Ignoring these signs can literally drain your life force and leave you asking, why is everything falling apart when it was going so well? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly who in your life might be sending negative energy, how to recognize it with clarity, and what immediate steps you can take to protect yourself. This isn't just folklore. Ancient wisdom and modern energy research both confirm that we pick up on emotional and energetic patterns from other people. Your nervous system, your biofield, and even mirror neurons are working together to keep you safe. So stay with me. If you've been losing sleep, feeling inexplicably anxious around someone, or noticing your luck change after an interaction, this video is for you. I'm going to break down 5 subtle but powerful signs someone has placed what ancient cultures called the evil eye on you, explain the psychology and energy science behind them, and give you practical, powerful protection techniques you can use right now. If this resonates, drop a comment now and get ready to reclaim your light. Before we dive into the signs, let me be clear. This isn't superstition. There is a scientific and psychological backbone to the things ancient cultures labeled as the evil eye. Modern psychology calls part of this emotional contagion, the way negative emotion spreads from person to person. Neuroscience shows our mirror neurons reflect emotional states. Our bodies literally mirror fear, envy, and hostility. Your nervous system is a pattern detector. It notices micro-expressions, subtle shifts in tone, posture, and intent. Your body reads these before your conscious mind does. Beyond psychology, there is increasing research into the human biofield, subtle electromagnetic fields generated by living systems. While research is ongoing, it's clear that intense emotions correlate with measurable changes in physiology. Heart rate variability, skin conductance, and electromagnetic patterns can fluctuate in response to strong emotions. Combine that with centuries of recorded cultural wisdom, from the Mediterranean's Malocchio to the Middle Eastern Ayn al-Hasud to South Asian protective rituals, and you have both empirical and ancestral reasons to pay attention. This isn't about fear or fatalism, it's about survival instinct. Your intuition is a sophisticated, biologically grounded warning system. The signs we're about to cover are ways that system talks to you. When you know how to read it, you can protect yourself, set boundaries, and reclaim energy that belongs to you. Sign 1, the sudden, unexplained bad luck, sometimes called the luck drain. The first sign is the one most people dismiss, but it's actually one of the most telling. A sudden streak of bad luck happening right after interactions with a particular person. It starts small. You share a win, a promotion, a new relationship, a financial upturn, and the next day your car won't start, your favorite client ghosts you, or a planned trip falls through. Then another minor disaster, then something more serious. And there's always a person around when it begins or leaves. You begin to notice a pattern. Your fortunes change after they've been around, or even after they say something small that stings your gut. You might have chalked it up to coincidence. You might have told yourself you're just superstitious, but the pattern keeps repeating. That's your intuition flagging a correlation. From a psychological angle, this can be explained by what we call attribution bias and pattern seeking. Humans are wired to look for cause and effect to keep safe. When someone's behavior is jealous or resentful, they may engage in subtle sabotage, gossip, undermining comments, microaggressions, or leaking information that creates real-world consequences for you. Even if they don't intend dramatic harm, their negative focus on you can influence others and situations. People who operate from scarcity view others' success as a personal loss and may unconsciously or deliberately disrupt your progress. Energetically, intense negative focus can create feedback loops. When someone directs envy or malice toward you, their biofield interacts with yours. This doesn't require mysticism to be real. It can manifest as increased stress hormones, decreased decision-making quality, or social consequences that ripple outward. Stress and anxiety can lower your ability to make beneficial choices, which creates an opening for so-called bad luck. Energetically, think of it like static electricity affecting a sensitive circuit. Your field gets jittery and outcomes that should have gone your way don't. Trust that pattern. If your life shifts after certain interactions, you're not imagining it. You're noticing cause and effect. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about paying attention. If this resonates, write luck drain in the comments and tell us one small change you noticed after an interaction. Sign 2, emotional exhaustion after contact, also known as the energy vampire. The second sign is subtle and insidious. You feel inexplicably exhausted after spending time with someone, even if the activity was pleasant. You have lunch with a friend. 2 hours later, you feel wiped out, jittery, or like you need to lie down. A family call leaves you drained for the rest of the day. You find yourself needing to recover after certain people leave your presence. It's not because they're particularly demanding or loud. Sometimes they can be quiet, even charming, but you leave feeling lighterless. You may have blamed your own stamina, the day's stress, or your phone, but it keeps happening with the same people. This is emotional contagion. Humans mirror the emotional states around them. When someone is chronically envious, insecure, or resentful, those emotions transmit to you through tone, tiny facial cues, and posture. You pick up these signals unconsciously. Your nervous system mirrors their state as if it were your own. Over time, repeated exposure causes chronic fatigue, anxiety, or even depressive symptoms. People with manipulative or jealous tendencies sometimes unconsciously seek emotional dominance. They feed off reactions. You feeling drained validates their power. That dynamic can be intentional or subconscious. Either way, your energy pays the price. On a physiological level, being around somebody who triggers a stress response raises cortisol and adrenaline and can lower heart rate variability, all markers of an activated and taxed nervous system. The longer and more often this occurs, the more your baseline energy depletes. Think of it like small loans your body gives away that never get repaid. Overlapping biofields interact, and when one field is focused on harm or depletion, it can pull energetic resources. If you feel tired after someone leaves, that exhaustion is a real signal, not weakness. You're tuned in. You deserve to protect your vitality. After this video, practice noticing how long your energy takes to return after interactions. If it's longer than usual around a person, take that as a red flag. No. Sign 3, the mirror of backhanded compliments, or what I like to call the jealous mask. The third sign is easy to miss because it's dressed as praise. Backhanded compliments, passive-aggressive jokes, or subtle minimizations disguised as concern. You might hear things like, "Wow, you got that job, must be nice. I would have applied, but I'm too busy." Or maybe your new partner is so interesting, or even, "You look so good. I didn't recognize you." Each one lands like a low-grade sting. You might laugh it off, but honestly, something about it just doesn't feel right. These comments minimize your wins while pretending to applaud you. You may have told yourself they're joking, or that you're reading too much into it. But over time, these put-downs accumulate and create self-doubt. Backhanded compliments are a control tactic. They serve to destabilize your confidence and keep you off balance. The person offering them may be envious. They want to maintain an emotional advantage. This can be overt jealousy or a more covert scarcity mindset. Instead of celebrating your success, they chip away at your sense of deservedness. Whenever you respond with confusion or hurt, they get emotional feedback. That feedback loop reinforces their behavior and drains you further. Energetically, this is about resonance. Words carry vibrational weight. Repeated exposure to subtle undermining changes how your nervous system interprets social stimuli. You begin to anticipate judgment and may unconsciously shrink. That shrinking lowers your outward energy, which signals vulnerability, and certain people instinctively hone in on vulnerability. Don't dismiss the sting. Your nervous system is telling you these interactions cost something. Call it out, set a boundary, or limit exposure. If you've experienced this, comment the phrase "mirror mask" below so other viewers know they're not alone. Sign 4. Dreams, nightmares, and strange bodily sensations, also known as the subtle invasion. The fourth sign is often internal and honestly quite frightening. Peculiar dreams, sudden nightmares, pins and needles sensations, headaches, or a sense of weight on your chest after an interaction. You meet someone and later that night you dream of being drained, followed, or watched. Maybe you wake up with a headache or a pressure in your temples, or your chest feels heavy and your heart races for no reason. These experiences are disorienting because they are intimate and happen inside your body and mind. You might have assumed it's stress or too much screen time, but these sensations correlate with certain people's presence. The body stores relational information. Trauma researchers and psychotherapists know that experiences with others often get encoded in the nervous system. If someone focuses intense negativity on you, your autonomic nervous system records a state of threat. That threat can replay in dreams and somatic symptoms, the body's way of signaling unresolved danger or boundary violation. People who aim negative energy at you may not be overtly aggressive. Their intent can be hostile, resentful, or passive-aggressive. Your body is designed to pick up these micro-threats and warn you. In energetic terms, think of your biofield like a weather system. When it's clear, you sleep well and your body hums along. When another field loaded with hostility brushes against it, turbulence forms, headaches, disturbed sleep, or inexplicable physical sensations. Many spiritual traditions interpret dreams and somatic symptoms as messages. Modern neurobiology also supports the idea that emotional states alter sleep patterns and sensory processing. Take your dreams and bodily signals seriously. They're not random. They might be your system telling you that this person is a source of negative focus toward you. If dreams intensify after being around someone, that's a sign worth acting on. Sign 5. Social isolation or reputation undermining, what I'd call the stealth sabotage. The fifth and most dangerous sign often happens right under your nose. Your relationships fray, or your reputation takes subtle hits after someone close has been around. You notice friends who used to support you are quieter, invitations stop arriving, conversations you once had in private now have a strange edge, or you overhear a rumor that seems to start where that person spends time. Sometimes projects stall because someone forgot to pass a message or polished introductions never happen. This sabotage is stealthy because it looks like ordinary life problems, miscommunication, busy schedules, or shifting social circles, but there's a pattern. These shifts correlate to the presence of someone who didn't celebrate your light. Sabotage can be overt or covert. Jealous people may spread rumors, withhold introductions, or weaponize information. Social networks are fragile. One person's whisper can become friction that changes group dynamics. The jealous person gets a boost by seeing you lose social capital or opportunities. They feel better by leveling you down. This behavior may be conscious or subconscious, but its impact is real and practical. Missed chances, lost connections, and emotional isolation. Energetically, social sabotage is simply the outward expression of an inward scarcity field. When someone's focus is to diminish you, it influences social currents. Others pick up the negativity and may unconsciously align with it. The biofield effects compound over time and affect social cohesion. Energy flows where attention goes. And if attention is turned away from you by others influenced by envy, it can feel like the world is closing a door on you. If your social circle is shifting and things unravel after interaction with a particular person, that's valid. It's not always about malice, but it can be. You're entitled to protect your reputation and relationships. Speak to your allies openly, gather facts, and set boundaries. If you've seen this, comment sabotage and let others know they're not alone. Now that you can see the signs clearly, let's talk about protection, immediate actions, long-term strategies, and spiritual cleansing techniques to reclaim your energy. Protection is practical and powerful. It's not magical wishful thinking. It's boundary work, nervous system regulation, and strategic action. Curate your circle. Over time, it's important to prioritize relationships that boost and replenish you. Replace energy-depleting interactions with nourishing ones. Community is a survival strategy, so choose allies who encourage your growth. Strengthen nervous system resilience. Regular sleep, movement, breathwork, and good nutrition all increase your baseline energy and make you less susceptible to contagion. Your ability to bounce back is, honestly, your best defense. Regular energetic hygiene. Schedule weekly clearing rituals, smudging, salt baths, or breath-clearing sequences. These are practical resets. They create ritualized boundaries that the mind and body respect. Limit oversharing on social platforms. Public victories invite public judgment. Be strategic about what you share and who you share with. Close the gap between your inner world and outsiders. Build narrative armor. It's important to practice self-affirming language daily. You might say to yourself, my energy belongs to me, or I reclaim my power, and even I am safe. You see, repetition rewires the brain and strengthens your default state. Seek counsel and allies. When you notice sabotage or reputation damage, it's crucial to gather your trusted friends. Honest conversation with allies can reveal whether these patterns are merely perception or perhaps external manipulation. Allies, well, they help rebuild your social capital. Legal or formal protections if needed. In cases of overt harassment or defamation, sometimes legal steps may be necessary. Remember, energy work complements but does not replace real-world protections. So use both. Reclaiming power often starts with embodied techniques. So let's talk about recentering practices. These are small micro-rituals that help re-anchor you in the present. For example, you might put your hands on your heart and say, "This is mine," then just nod, smile, and breathe to anchor a sense of physiological safety. Another approach is what some call energetic income, practicing gratitude lists daily. Gratitude really does increase your positive baseline and helps reduce your sensitivity to negativity. When it comes to action steps, try to take small, decisive actions to repair any real-world damage. Maybe contact an ally, correct some misinformation, or reschedule a missed opportunity. And for accountability, track your interactions and their effects in a simple journal. Over the course of a few weeks, you'll start to see patterns more clearly, and then you can take the most appropriate action. Protection isn't selfish, it's essential. You are not doing anything wrong by preserving your vitality. In fact, in many spiritual lineages, this is considered sacred stewardship. You are tasked with safeguarding the energy you've been given so that you can serve your highest purpose. If you recognize yourself in this video, you're already ahead of 90% of people who ignore these signs. Awareness is the first victory. The fact that you're watching this means you're not willing to be dimmed. You're choosing sovereignty over suffering. You're not alone in this. Millions of people are waking up to energetic dynamics and learning to protect their fields. We are a community of people reclaiming our time, attention, and goodness. If this video helped you, you're part of a growing movement that says, no more silent depletion, no more quiet sabotage. Subscribe if you're ready to master energy protection, because your peace of mind depends on it. Hit the like button to help this message reach someone who needs clarity right now. Comment which sign hit you the hardest, and share a short action you'll take today to protect your energy. Even one sentence helps someone else feel seen. Remember, you came here to shine, not to be dimmed by people who can't handle your light. Protecting your energy is not vanity, it's stewardship. It's how you preserve your gifts so you can give from abundance, not lack. You are more powerful than any negative force. Your energy, your choices, your life, reclaim them. What sign hit you the hardest? Share in the comments. Your story matters. If you want a short guided protection visualization to use after this video, type visualize and I'll pin it in the comments. Drop a comment below if you're ready to set boundaries today. Share this with someone who needs to hear they're not being dramatic, they're being awake.